Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Good morning, farmers. Do you see what we're hooking up to? Do you know what that means? You better know what it means. If you don't, why are you watching this video? Or either way, keep watching the video and you'll find out. Yeah, right there. Soy is ready. At least 3 of the soy fields are ready here. So, of course, we gotta get ready to, not ready to harvest them, but we need to harvest them. I did skip a few days. I think we were on the 9th. We were now on the 12th, so not that far or many days since the last episode. And I did one fix the building job because I knew it was a good paying one, and it was. So we got our 760 euros and 1520 social points. Like that. Yeah, that's right. So let's hop down here into the harvester. Like Superman, jump from a little ledge right into the harvester, as one would. I believe that's down. And we need to hook up to our header here. And no, I'm not going to bother painting it today. I'm tired of that battle a little bit, so. I thought about painting the harvester and I was like, yeah, it's good for today, I think. I'm going to roll with it. So we have these 2 fields here and one over the hill that is ready. Of course, the question would be, do I plow and cultivate them, or do I start getting some help? And the reason why I say that is these rotation of fields here, I use a lot of helpers to keep up with the work. So these 2 fields and this one here is ready to harvest. These 2 will be ready to be harvested tomorrow. And I believe these 4 fields will probably be ready to harvest in, like, not tomorrow, but maybe the day after. So it's going to be a quick rotation. But we also have until, we got about another month before we can replant these fields, basically. So I'm thinking to start off with, I'm not going to hire any help at the moment. If we start falling behind, yes. And I am trying to keep in mind that we got the big field that's going to take us 4 days to be in, so. But that field won't be ready for a while anyways either. But for starters, I don't believe I want to hire any help. We'll save some of our precious cash because we need it, And we'll see. Like I said, if we start falling behind, or looks like we're falling behind, then be like all hands on deck. But I'm going to just try to focus on today, and that's it. But it is always good to try to plan ahead to make sure you don't fall behind, because falling behind your winter harvest, not a good plan. For those of you who've been around long enough, you've remembered the spring cleaning. That's why you don't want to miss your winter harvest. But today we're going to harvest, at least start harvesting this crappy soy. I mean, this wonderful soy that's going to yield tremendously. I mean, it's just going to fill up our harvester like you wouldn't believe. I wish, but, I do it just to keep, I like just planting all the crops at this point, just to. I don't want to keep just planting one crop over and over again just because it pays well. If we needed the money, then yes, I'd be doing that. But we don't need the money, so it's fun to do different crops. I think, anyways. What the game should do to keep it interesting is, like, give you a shopping quest. Like right now, NPCs have jobs. NPCs could say, hey, I need... I don't know, let's say 10,000 kilograms of soy. And they'll pay you for it. And probably should pay you more than what you get the sell point. So, like what I'm saying is, wait, what am I doing here? Okay, so soy goes for $7.10 a ton. So say I don't know, Frank down here says, I need 10,000 kilograms of soy, and he'll pay us 9,000 euros for it, which in cents is, you know, more than 10 per ton. That way it would make farmers plant different crops all the time instead of going for the barley, the canola, sometimes the lupine and the peas. Because soy just doesn't really yield that well per a hectare, which then again doesn't pay that well altogether. Blah blah blah, as you know the story. So yeah, I'm sure there's some people out there playing just plant barley all the time and canola for the winter, which is fine. You know, that's what the game's for. The game's to, you know, be played to have fun, and each one's going to play differently. And I'm at the stage where I like planting all different kinds of crops. I would like to plant corn more often, but that takes longer to turn to harvest. So I couldn't plant any on this cycle. But we did just harvest some corn a few episodes ago. It'd be nice if I could make some chaff with it and make some silage for the cows, but that's not a thing. I wouldn't be a bit surprised here if I can almost harvest these two fields and just barely get a tank full of grain out of this. But we'll start the day with harvesting the 3 fields here. And in a couple days' times, we'll find out just how we're doing time-wise. I feel like I'm going to have to hire some help in a couple of days because we're just going to start getting backlogged. So we get, like I said, we got basically a month, which is something I should be able to do actually. Although I gotta keep reminding myself, yeah, I got that big field down there. Yeah. Well, we'll get to it when we get to it. I can ramble on and second guess my work plans for the next month all the time, and sometimes I can't even plan a day and keep those plans straight, as we saw a few episodes ago as well. Well, at least today we should reach. We are at 1.5. Well, we will be at 1.5 when we get. Well, actually, I don't know. Yeah, we should be able to. We got the other field down there, and I forgot where I was, and I'm hitting the wrong buttons now. Now the header's going up. Can the header go back down? Thank you. Yeah, so we should reach the 1.5 million mark today, no problem. And by the end of the day, our nice clean harvester will look a little dirty. It's going to look a little filthy. Actually, that quest for other NPCs asking for a certain amount of grain, it'd be fun to bring the trailer down to the yard and just dump like 10,000 kilograms of grain right in the yard or something. Yeah, that would be funny. It's almost as bad as a dump truck backing up to your yard because you order for some topsoil. It's like, I can do that with a shovel. And they just dump a whole bunch of topsoil in the backyard and you're like, oh man, on second thought, maybe not. Wow, we're not even half full on the combine yet. And these fields were fertilized and sprayed manure as well. So these did have both layers of fertilization on them. So in my opinion, a SOY sucks. But I planted anyways. I did check up on the greenhouse as well today before we started harvesting, and I forgot what I planted in there. I want to say zucchini or pumpkins. Well, either way, they're not ready. Moisture level still in the green, but barely. So if I can remind myself in a couple days to add some moisture to them. I didn't see no rain in the forecast. No rain in the forecast, so I can't open up the windows and the roof and water them that way. So we'll have to spend a massive $30 to water them, which I get it. It's not $30 just for the water. It's $30 because we put up a sprinkler system as well. Yeah, boy, the combine is just barely getting half full now. But we do have another field to do today, so that should, like I said, should put us over the 1.5 million mark. If we come up short, you may want to cover your ears because I'll probably scream. I don't rage often, but when I do, you know. Well, that's got to be good for the header when I come up over that knoll and the header just bangs right into the ground. Yeah, in the 3 days that I sort of skipped, yeah, I don't think we're going to get any more plowing or cultivating jobs for the rest of the year. It just seems that's the way it goes, but then again, I don't really see the farmers harvesting their fields either. Well, you don't actually see them do anything in their fields, but we've seen other fields that have been planted, and you don't actually see them plant their fields. But I'm going to see if we can at least harvest these 3 fields today, which we should. And then we'll hop into our tractor and probably plow these 2 fields here. Now I know there's 2 of those 3 fields down there that I was not able to hire work for. So I will have to plow and cultivate those 2 fields down there. The one that's ready to harvest, that's the one I should be able to hire work for. But we'll see where we are come around, I would say like the 20th to 25th of August. And we'll see how we are in the rotation of the fields. If we seem like we're falling behind, then it'll be like, alright, time to hire some people. I think that's what we'll end up doing. And before you know it, we'll be in another episodes of spring cleaning, and the next spring cleaning is going to be, well, we got twice as many fields. We won't have enough manure for all the fields, but with twice as many fields, I'm looking at pretty close to 3/4 to 1,000,000 clean out next spring, which should be somewhat doable, I think. Like I said before, I think we hit 600 grand on a clean out. We only have had 16 fields at that time. Wow, this harvester is not going to get full on these two fields. The joys of soy. You would hope at this rate then that soy would be worth more because the yield is so low. But after we finish these two fields, we'll empty into the trailer anyways. That way when I get down to the other field, we'll have an empty combine. I'll relax. I'm not worried about losing too many crops on this field at this point. Alright, let's go empty this into the trailer. Make sure I don't get stuck on any of these rocks over here. Too close to the trailer already, I can see that. So we didn't even hit 10,000. Yeah, so one thing I'll recommend is when you're starting up a new farm, I would kind of not steer away from soy unless somebody knows a secret that I'm missing here. Right now I just do soy for the funsies. Alright, let's go clean up these this field here. Yeah, no crap, I'm moving rather fast. Now also, when we start doing work in the fields for the next couple weeks, I'm not going to try to work real late either. Because we all know how much I like to work in the dark, especially when it comes to seeding or cultivating. But now you can see the field that needs to be taken care of. So I'm going to get moving along on this, and I'll bring you back when it gets interesting again. Of course, maybe you think watching me harvest this whole field will be interesting, but it's not going to happen. So I'll see you in a second. Well, I was just checking on some things, because the way this combine harvester is filling up in this field here, which is 1.65 hectares. The two fields on the other side that we just did, if you add those together, are a bit bigger than this field here. Yet this field is going to yield more than those two fields did combined. You can see I'm already at 10,000 kilograms in the tank, and I got 13% more to go to harvest. Now, the only thing I didn't notice before I started doing these fields is the actual fertilization coverage on them. So that could be the difference. Or the way they measured out these fields and put the size on them isn't quite accurate, which I would believe to be true as well. Or UFOs are fertilizing these somehow, and I don't know. But more is good. More yield means more money. And more money is always good. Except there is a saying out there, more money, more problems. Which sometimes is true. But, are we going to fill... No, I think we can get it all in. I think we can get it all in the tank. But either way, it's 2 trips up to the sell point. So let me finish this up, and I'll meet you up at the sell point for our first load. And we'll see if we can get up to that 1.5 million euro mark today. So yes, the first 2 fields yielded 9,500 kilograms of soy. And I just about filled the combine harvester with that field down there. But I'm also doing some quick calculations, and I'm thinking, no, we're not going to hit 1.5 million euros today. That's how bad the yield was. But it is what it will be. I mean, I guess if I really wanted to reach the 1.5 million euros today, we could go down in the pantry, grab all that milk, and sell it. That would easily put us over the 1.5, but... Yeah, see, we only got 12,000 grains in the combine harvester at $7.10 a ton. That puts us, I don't want to say well short, but yes, when you only had to go 20 grand and you're going to be like 4 grand short, that's well short. So, no, I'm not going to rage. It's the end of the week, I'm not going to rage. It's hard to rage when I'm going through all this beautiful lupine sitting here that may not yield as well as I think it will either. But I'm going to go fill up the trailer. Well, I'm going to empty the combine harvester. It's not going to quite fill the trailer, but you know what I mean. And I'll meet you back up at the sell point once again just to see exactly how short we are of our 1.5 million euros. There's the combine harvester right there. We're coming. We're coming. Alright, moment of truth. Well, we know the truth. I'm not going to make the 1.5 million euros. But we are closer. And in the next episode... Yeah, we better hit it on the next episode. Just saying, the next episode shouldn't be a problem. Well, I thought it was going to be 4,000 short. We're almost 5,000 short. Not that it matters that much at this point, but you know. We're setting ourselves some goals. We like to hit the goals. But I'll say it once again, soy sucks. That might be even the title of the video. Farmer's Dynasty, a day in the farm. Soy sucks. Soy milk. Soy butter. But the only thing I don't mind is soy sauce when you put it on, like, I don't know, chicken chow mein or, you know, stuff like that. But man, soy sucks. I mean, that was like, let's see, 3.25 hectares worth of soy, and we couldn't even get 20 grand out of it. But can't complain too much. You know, we got to keep getting to work here. So we're going to drop off our trailer, head on up to our parking area. We're going to grab the plow. What's the fuel on this? Oh, we're fine. Grab the plow, and I'm going to start plowing those 2 fields down by the barn. Because it is... What time is it? Oh, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, yeah, I should be able to plow these 2 fields this afternoon into the early evening. And that will be our day, I do believe. But I'll bring you back when these fields look less stubbly. Making good progress here. That field over there is done. And I felt like I just started this field, but really I'm already in the 30 percentile done. These will be the only 2 fields that we don't plant with canola. These will be wheat. Because our cows are right here, so when we make straw, we don't have to go far with the straw to give it to the cows. Even though the cows should not need it come April, but they will be at the point where they're kind of low enough we need to top them off. So I always pick these 2 fields here because these 2 fields do yield enough straw to give them 100% straw. And of course any extra we'll just sell, because the cows can go easily a year once you start them off at 100% in April. Because if you check farm stats, where are we at now? They're still at 64%. And so they're probably dropped only like 50%. So like they possibly could go 2 years, but you know. I mean, for science, would I do it? Nah, not worth it. Just feed them. If you can't feed your cows once a year, you're not that busy. Because cows just love straw. Anywho. Vietnam was trying to be a little sarcastic there about loving straw. I think they would prefer hay. Just saying. But yeah, I thought maybe if I got done early plowing that maybe I would try to start cultivating these 2 fields. But, you know, you can tell by the sun that it's getting pretty late into the evening. And I did change the color of the plow just a little bit. So if you're keeping track well enough, you're thinking, wow, that plow looks a little different. Something's going on my computer screen. Nope. I messed with this quickly and it got to more like a golden color. I said, yeah, let's go with gold. I mean, why not? Well, at first I actually went with the green color, and I went, no, even though I like green, a green plow, I don't know, the green color I picked out made it look like a John Deere, and this is not a John Deere plow. Well, maybe this is a John Deere plow. What the hell do I know? No, it says it's a Lemming J17. Been so long since I bought it, I forgot what it was actually called. It's just a plow. But at least we know what we're doing for the next few episodes. Anyways, we're gonna have a lot of harvesting, plowing, cultivating to do, which will all lead into September, to where eventually we're just gonna be doing seeding, and seeding. Which, when it comes to the seeding part, I probably will hire help for that, because if we were to seed all these fields ourselves, that'd be a lot of episodes of watching me seed the fields. And the way we may do is hire people to seed the fields, and we'll follow behind them with the fertilizers. But that's still a month away. We will get there at some point. First, we got to take care of the fields with the crops they got in them. A couple more passes with the plow and we will be done for the day. And actually these fields were ready just a little bit sooner than I thought, which actually works out to our favor because it gives us more time to prep. Now the only thing that could slow us down a little bit if it rains, but like I've said before, rain only really affects your work in the field is when you harvest. If you're thinking, I'll test it out myself, how much do you actually lose when you don't do it? Don't do it. It's terrible. Flat out terrible. It's worse than trying to pick up a wet watermelon seed off the floor. You just don't do it. Don't even bother trying. Alright, did we get to 99%? I believe I did without looking, did I? Yes, we did. So for now, what time do we finish here? Well, it's just about 7 o'clock. And the sun's just about down, so yeah, trying to do any more work tonight, not worth it. We're going to park over here for the night. Because what it'll do is allow me to check the disappearing crops in the greenhouse. It'll remind me to anyways. Along with our scaffolding. What did I actually plant here? No, that's what I got in my hands. Pumpkin seeds. Alright. No, can I close? I'm letting all the moisture out. Yeah, so right here, 70 pumpkins is what we planted. One thing we need to keep track of, I got tons of canola if we're going to do it. No problem. Yeah, nothing in the grain storage, because why would you? Yeah, so see the cows are at 64%. I don't think they'll get close to 50% by the end of September, because it's less than 2 months from now. So, yeah, but I'm going to feed them every April anyways, just to make sure. And what's this field doing over here? This field is ready to harvest. Are we going to do it? Hell no, I'm not coming way low here for 3/4 of a hectare. So tomorrow, if I can remember, before I rush into this, I'm going to hire a worker to harvest that. And plow that. And cultivate that. And then when the time comes, seed that in the winter, or September. Wife is cooking again. Not that I really need to talk to her or anything, but which is kind of rude to say about your wife. I don't need to talk to her. I mean, we've all been there sometimes, right, guys? And if there's any women out there watching, you probably say that about your guy. I don't need to talk to him. What do I need to talk to him for? But anywho's, as I start to get myself in trouble, maybe. That's going to do it for today. Yeah, we're back to a harvest cycle and a plowing cycle and a cultivating and all that good stuff and fun times and money going up, and maybe tomorrow, you know, let's see if we can get to 5 here. That'd be great, please. And then by the end of this cycle, you know, maybe, I don't know. I don't think we're going to hit 750,000, but never know. I'm not good at figuring out this yield stuff anymore. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. It was enjoyable for you. Like always, I appreciate you watching. And until tomorrow, have a good one.